What happens when you have a problem and you mess something up and you spend half a night thinking about it, trying on one solution, and then figure out a totally simpler solution? Come along, let's find out. I'm Walter, and this is Country 3D. Alright, if you hadn't watched it, go watch the last episode. But in the last episode, we ran into an issue where my X-axis that I put together was way too wide for my base. So first thing I did is jump on Amazon. I'm like, okay, I'll widen the base and blah, blah, blah. So I jump on Amazon and I order, a couple more pieces of extrusion. We'll get to those in a minute. But then I got into Fusion 360 and I started modeling a new motor mount to try to push the motors out. Then I would have had to do the top mount, and it would have been crap. So this morning I woke up and I come in here and I'm like, how can I fix this without rebuilding the entire thing, without redoing everything that I wanted to do? So I had a couple of parts, let me grab them over here, that were wrong. They were wrong. They didn't finish. Octoprint quit on me one day. And let me grab these others so that I can show you what I'm doing here. Set them here. So I had a couple of the X end parts from the Mark IIs that I had printed, and they were almost finished. I mean, if you can see right there, I mean, it was probably another millimeter. And I probably could have used these, but they were a little thin and I didn't want to. So let me turn on the top overhead here. Or no, let me turn on, I got a new camera set up. Since I don't hint for a tip for everybody who uses the Logitech C920 or whatever, and you use OBS and Windows 10, now I don't know about the rest of the stuff, don't install the Logitech drivers and you can run multiple different Logitech cameras. As you can see right here, this shot, and I'm going to leave it right there. I know it's midway, but there's another one that goes on top. This shot is from the Orbit. I've had it for 14 years or so, so it's an old one. All right, so here were my other parts. Let me see if I can get here. Yeah, and you can see them. Okay, these are the AM8 style, the ANET A8 style X parts. I had those. Didn't want those because the rods are further apart than they are in the, here, let me change this to left. There. Now you can see overhead and you can see over here. All right, but these are the ANET A8 or AM8, whatever you want to call them, parts. So I got to looking at these and I was comparing the size, and I'm like, well, that's just friggin' longer and everything. And the whole part is different. And I guess this is from the original i3 Prusa. Not sure. But anyway, so I got to looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, how do they compensate? Because these rods are longer than the Mark IIs. They have to be, because my frame is already wider than the Mark II's frame. I got to looking at the specs on the DXF last night when I was in Fusion 360. I'm like, no, mine's wider. So what's different? Well, it's the rods. My rods are 30 mils longer. I mean, 3 centimeters longer or so. I don't know what the difference is. I didn't really pay attention. But I got to looking. And if you look right here, let me see if I can get it there and you can, there you go. See how right here they have it drilled out and it's got a little stop back here, okay, where it goes into the motor. And that's all well and good. And I'm like, well, hell, I can do that. So I practiced on my little practice piece here. And sure enough, I can drill out and make me a little stop right here. So I did that. Well, then I put it on and I was still way too damn wide. So I'm like, okay, what about the other side of the ANET parts? Well, if you look right here, right, let me see if I can get, yeah, right there. The hole goes all the way through. There's no stop, there's no tensioner, there's no nothing. So So I said, okay, let me try that. So I drilled these and I drilled them out all the way through. Stuck my rods in there, and guess what? It slid right on up to the right size. Simplest solution. Really simple solution. Now, that being said, the problem with that, and you can see it right here, is that I've got that much rod sticking out. Really and truthfully, it shouldn't really matter. The tension on the belt isn't that strong to put a whole lot of tension on the thing. But I can design a tensioner a hell of a lot easier than it is to design a motor mount for me, because I suck at Fusion 360. Tinkercad maybe a little bit, but in Tinkercad you can swing this up real quick. They've already got one. You just have to take the centerpiece that people have for them and stretch it out a little bit. I got to looking on the bed. That will give me plenty of room. Everything will be good. This is sliding perfectly fine, so it's not a problem with that. I mean, these are excellently aligned. If nothing else, I may take it off and remount my holes just a little bit more on my bearings. Not much. It's this top bearing. I know it is, where there's two of them. But that's my solution. So, with that being said, now we know the solution, so I can move on with the thing. That's my quick update. That's all I got. As soon as I get the other video shot, then I will we'll move along with the build. But as for now, women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Y'all have a good day.